I'm Miss Heather from the Tewksbury Public Library, and I'd like to welcome you back to our next installment in our Mindfulness and Meditation series. Last time, we reviewed what mindfulness and meditation are, and we also learned 3 techniques to help us in our everyday lives. The techniques that we learned were 4-7-8 breathing, the elevator breath, and the open and hug. And like we talked about before, mindfulness means thinking about and recognizing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It's to connect with yourself. Mindfulness is where you slow down, you pay attention with care to one moment at a time, and you relax. It might not be comfortable or easy at first, so that's why we practice. It's a practice, it's not perfection. During meditation, we practice being present, becoming aware of thoughts and distractions by bringing our focus back to our breath. Mindfulness is how we use meditation, or that ability to be present in our everyday lives. There is no such thing as a good or bad meditation, it's just a practice. We are learning to build up awareness of what our minds are doing. And so I'd like to invite you today to find a comfortable spot to sit. Maybe you want to sit on the floor, or maybe you also want to sit in a chair. So find a good spot. Maybe you want to have a cushion underneath your bottom or behind your back. You want to have your back straight, your feet flat on the floor if possible, and you also want to have your hands by your side or in your lap. It's a very nice, neutral sitting position. And once you have that position, you're ready to start your practice. So today, the first thing that we will do is called the bubble breath. The bubble breath is a fairly simple breathing exercise where you're blowing out your breath like you're blowing a bubble, maybe like on a bubble wand. So to start this practice, you want to take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, and pause when you get to the top. Put your lips together as if you're going to kiss or whistle, so sort of pursed out like that, and then blow as if you're blowing your bubbles. And as you blow your bubbles, think about filling those bubbles up with some kind thoughts and some kind feelings, and sending those bubbles off to your family or your friends. So you're just breathing in deeply and blowing out bubbles. In future practices, you may also want to think of someone that you don't really get along with, and also think about sending them some kindness bubbles as well, filled with some kind thoughts and some kind wishes for them. All right, and once you've done this for a few times, maybe you've blown at least 3 bubbles, you want to reflect on how this made you feel and reflect on how you were feeling before you started this practice as well. It's really important to reflect. That's where we gain our wisdom, and that's where we learn what works for us, because some of these practices will work better for you than others, and some people like certain things better than other people do. And that's all okay. It's just to see what works for you and to practice being aware. All right, we are ready for our next practice. The next practice we will do today is called grounding. Grounding uses all of your 5 senses, and it really helps you to feel less stressed out in the moment and helps to ground you or bring you back to the present state. And so during this, you want to breathe fairly normally, maybe a little bit deeper and a little bit slower than usual. And to begin, all you have to do is just start noticing 5 things that you see. So anything that's in the room near you or around where you are, it might be the floor below you or a tree outside your window. Whatever is around you to look at, notice 5 items and just try to think about those 5 items. Try not to think about anything else. All right, once you have 5 items that you've thought about being able to see, now I invite you to notice 4 things that you can touch. And so you want to help keep your focus by thinking maybe about how those things would feel under your hands, or maybe how they feel under your feet. You might be thinking about some grass. And now, focus on 3 things that you might hear. Maybe it's the sound of my voice. Maybe you can hear the sounds of your own breathing. But just think about 3 different things making sounds in the same area where you are? Do they create a rhythm? Are they loud or soft? Again, just take as much time as you'd like to think about those 3 things that you can hear. And moving on, we're going to think about 2 things that we can smell. This one's maybe a little bit trickier, and you want to stay focused and see if you can identify 2 smells. Maybe you used hand sanitizer earlier, or maybe there's some food cooking and you can smell that. But think about 2 things that you can actually smell right now, right in this present moment. And finally, last thing is we're on to taste. Think about 1 thing that you can taste right now. Maybe you have a taste in your mouth from something you ate or drank earlier. But again, think of something that you can taste right now and keep that in your mind and try not to think about anything else. And once you've done all of your 5 senses like that, then it's time to reflect. You can think about how you felt before, how you felt during. Maybe it was a little bit hard to think about some of the things that you could smell. And then also think about how you feel after. Do you feel a little bit more relaxed? Do you feel a little bit more present, a little bit more aware of your surroundings? That's good. The last practice that we're going to do today is called Positive Affirmations. And you might have heard of these before. These are pretty popular. A lot of people online talk about doing these. And affirmations are words or short phrases that we repeat out loud or in our heads. And these lead our minds in a more positive direction. The words that we say keep us connected to a goal or to a state of mind that we hope to achieve. And they also even help us to remind us of our strengths and abilities. So an affirmation can be as simple as I can do anything, or you can think back to a specific moment in time and think about where you overcame something and where you really persevered. And you can think about what you did in order to overcome that. And you can use something like that as your affirmation as well. But remember, you really want it to be short, you want it to be memorable, and you want it to be powerful. So they work best when you have a combination of all those things. And you want to also try to say these daily. And maybe you have a certain time that you say them every day, or maybe you write it down and you look at it every single day. But it's important to remind yourself of these things because it really does help to change your thinking and really does help to change your mindset. So think about maybe 2 to 3 different things that you want to keep in your head every day and something that will help sort of redirect your brain. And once you have thought of some affirmations, maybe you can reflect on how those make you feel, having some affirmations that you can use in your pocket, sort of in your tool belt for when you might need some. And you can think about how those impact you. Thank you for taking the time to take some mindful moments with me. It's really important to take this time for self-care, and it's important to begin with the way that you treat yourself and build on that, and you will have a lot of love and care to give to everyone in the world. You have a lot of love and care inside of you already, and sharing those feelings with someone can be really special and help you feel good inside. That's why we take the time to give ourselves the gift of mindfulness and meditation, taking a few minutes every day to practice some of these techniques and to practice being a little bit more in the moment. It's a gift of slowing down and focusing on the present. And as always, don't forget to reflect on the practice that you do and how it made you feel. Maybe how you felt before, how you felt during, and then how you felt afterwards. Thank you again for watching. You can subscribe to our channel so you get notifications of all of our new videos. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again. Bye-bye.